Hello students, in this video lecture class we will discuss equivalent circuit diagram of a synchronous motor. What is the concept of load angle? What is the effect of variation of load with constant excitation? And what is the effect of variation of excitation with constant speed of a synchronous motor? So let us first discuss the equivalent circuit diagram of an synchronous motor. Its equivalent diagram, circuit diagram, it is very similar to the synchronous generator. Here I have drawn the equivalent circuit diagram of a synchronous motor per phase. Ra is the armature resistance, Xs is the synchronous reactance, Ia is the armature current, V is the supply voltage per phase and Eb is the back EMF per phase. Here student, this back EMF, this generated EMF in case of synchronous motor, it is called as back EMF. It is due to the revolving field of the rotor and it opposes the applied voltage. Here the voltage equation is V is equal to Ia Ra plus j Xs plus Eb. But in case of generator students, this voltage equation is minus. Okay. This voltage equation is Eb minus. This one is minus. This is the difference one because at that time this one is the generated EMF. As we discussed for the motor, here this equation is also written as Ia into Zs plus Eb or V minus Eb equal to Ia Zs or Ia equal to V minus Eb known as resultant voltage by Zs. What is Zs? Zs is the synchronous impedance which is Ra plus jXs, which one we already derived briefly in synchronous generator case. And in case of synchronous motor, the armature resistance is very less than Xs. So the equation for current you may also be written as Ia is equal to ER, that is the resultant voltage divided by Xs. For this case, the current, the phase angle between this resultant voltage and current are 90 degree. It is 90 degree. This one is the field circuit. Okay. Now here I will draw the phasor diagram for synchronous motor. From this equation you are very clear that from this equation, derivation of this equation, you are very clear that the back EMF opposes the supply voltage. They are in same phase for normal condition, but they are opposite. But practically they are not in same phase. They differ by some angle that is called as load angle or torque angle or power angle, also called as coupling angle. We will later discuss it. So I take reference as a voltage. For normal condition, Eb is same phase with this V but opposite to it. But in practical it is not actually happens. It lacks the voltage V by some angle alpha called as power angle Eb, and the resultant voltage is ER, this one. Okay. And from this equation, as armature resistance is very less than synchronous reactance, armature resistance is negligible, so that the phase angle between the resultant voltage and armature current is 90 degree and lagging. It is lagging. So this is the phasor for armature current. This angle is 90 degree, called as the internal angle of the synchronous motor, theta. It is 90 degree. And the phase angle between the applied voltage and armature current is called as power factor angle, phi. Clear? And this alpha, it is called as the load angle. Alpha, it is called as the load angle or power angle or torque angle, or it is also called as coupling angle. What is it? What is it? It is the phase difference between resultant voltage and it is the phase angle between back EMF, not resultant voltage, back EMF and applied voltage. Again repeat, it is the phase difference between back EMF and applied voltage. You may say that it is the phase deviation between, pole of the rotor and pole of the stator. This one we briefly discuss in the next part. Next, concept of load angle of synchronous motor. So here students, we have learned the back EMF, it depends upon the synchronous speed, that is the speed of the motor, and flux per pole. Actually synchronous motor is a constant speed motor. It means back EMF, it depends upon flux per pole. Now we see what is the concept of load angle. You know that synchronous motor, it is a doubly fed motor. It means both AC and DC supplies are given. Three-phase AC supply is given to the stator winding and DC is given to the field, that is the rotor, to excite it. Suppose here let I draw the diagram of a synchronous motor. This is the stator, which consists of a armature winding and they are housed in the slot present in the stator. I take the example of a salient pole synchronous motor, consists of two number of pole on the rotor. Let this is the south pole, this is the north pole of the rotor. And when AC supply is given to this stator, then let this one is act as a north pole and this one is act as a south pole for a stator. Okay. So when, and this one we have already discussed in the working principle, when the stator pole and rotor pole, they are magnetically locked, at that time the motor rotates at a synchronous speed. In normal condition, here I show the magnetic locking between north pole of a stator and south pole of a rotor. When they are magnetically locked, at that time it rotates with a speed of synchronous speed, called as synchronous speed. And this dotted line, it shows the axis of stator pole and rotor pole. They are coincide with each other when they are magnetically locked. But actually it doesn't happen. The rotor pole somewhat lagging behind stator pole when load increases. Suppose the motor is lightly loaded. At that time, the pole of rotor, it lags behind the pole of stator by some angle alpha, called as load angle or torque angle. So alpha is also defined as the phase deviation between stator and rotor pole. When more mechanical load is given to the motor, At that time this alpha angle increases. If you increase the mechanical load heavily, then the rotor pole is out of phase with the synchronizer, due to which the motor comes into standstill condition. Next we see what is the effect of variation of load with constant excitation. It means if the field is excited by a particular voltage, a constant voltage, then and increasing the load, mechanical load, it will affect on which factor or which parameter being affected by variation of load with constant excitation. As you know student, in case of DC motor, in case of DC machine, if load increases, the motor speed decreases. If load increases, the motor speed decreases. What is the speed equation or what is the EMF equation? It is P phi Zn by 68 in case of DC machine. Okay, if you increase the speed, then or increase the load, then speed decreases. But in case of synchronous motor, it doesn't happen because synchronous motor is a constant speed motor. So when the back EMF is set up in the stator, what is the back EMF? That is due to the revolving field of the rotor, and it is induced in the stator field. So when back EMF induces on the stator, which opposes the applied voltage, and it depends upon the rotor excitation only, but not the speed. It doesn't see if here speed increases, back EMF also increases in case of DC machine, but not it happens in case of synchronous motor. Okay, because this back EMF or field EMF, it depends upon the field excitation, not on the speed. Speed is constant in case of synchronous motor. So when in the normal condition, means when the unexcited rotor is synchronously rotate with the revolving field of the stator, means suppose this is a stator and this is a rotor. When three-phase AC supply is given to the stator and it is unexcited, the rotor is unexcited, then the stator pole and rotor pole, they are magnetically locked and they rotate synchronously, and the EMF, this EMF which is produced due to the field excitation on the stator, it is in same phase and magnitude with the this supply voltage V. Okay. Then come to the second condition. It means after synchronism, what happened after synchronism means when the heat is excited with the DC supply. So after synchronism, prime mover is removed and motor tends to slow down. It means the rotor pole, it lags behind the stator pole by some angle alpha, called as the load angle. Now at this instant, what happened in this instant, the back EMF lags behind. The back EMF in normal condition means when field is not excited, at that time back EMF and this applied voltage, they are in the same place. But when field is excited, at that time the back EMF, it lags behind the applied voltage. By some angle alpha. Okay, by some angle alpha. And the resultant voltage ER, it causes the current. Which current? Armature current. Which causes the current
here by Zs. What is Zs? Zs is the synchronous impedance to flow in the stator winding, which lags ER by an angle theta called as the internal angle of the synchronous motor. And what is that internal angle theta? Theta is tan inverse of xs by r. Tan inverse of xs by r. Hence, on no load condition, the motor draw a power equals to, at no load condition, the motor draw a power equals to VIA cos phi. VIA cos theta. Cos theta. Theta is the phase angle. Phi. VIA cos phi per phase from the supply point, which runs the motor at synchronous speed. Then come to the third condition. Come to the third figure. It means the motor is now on load condition. The motor is now on load condition. See, the first when field is not excited. These two conditions are no load condition. And this diagram, the second figure is also somewhat similar to the lightly loaded synchronous motor. So now the third condition is when the motor is on load condition. So now when mechanical load is given, the rotor pole force more relative to stator pole, means this alpha angle increases. The rotor pole is more lagging behind the stator pole, due to which the resultant voltage ER means difference between this supply voltage and back EMF. Okay, due to which the resultant voltage ER across the armature circuit increases. It increases. If you see the phasor, this phasor is smaller than this phasor during on-load condition. So when it is loaded, at that time, ER value it increases. When it is lightly loaded, it decreases. Okay. So the ER value increases, so more current is drawn from the supply. Okay, which current? This one current. More current. Because at that time, the resistance is very less than the synchronous reactance. So what is the current equation? Current equation is ER by XS. And this phase angle is equal to internal phase angle between ER and IA is almost 90 degree. Okay. So the motor power factor of the load is cos phi here. And hence mechanical load of the synchronous motor can be increased without affecting the speed, but by shifting relative position of the motor. So in this study, students, you have learned the mechanical load of the synchronous motor can be increased without affecting the speed by shifting the relative position of the rotor and stator pole, or you may say that rotor and rotating magnetic field. If load to the motor is too high, then rotor will pull out the synchronism and it comes to standstill, means it doesn't rotate. Clear? So the maximum value of torque, and here what do you mean by pull out torque? Pull out torque means when the rotor pole is out of synchronism. At that condition, the torque which one drives the motor is called as pull out torque. Next, we will discuss what is the effect of variation of excitation with constant load. On that case, we see what is the variation load with constant excitation. Here, just opposite, we see what is the effect of excitation on constant load. Excitation means if you increase or decrease the field current. With constant load, mechanical load, that is, what is its effect? Assume synchronous motor is that by changing the field excitation, it can operate from lagging power factor to leading power factor. So here I have drawn the 4 phasor diagram. This is for the normal excitation condition. It means when both AC supply and DC supply is given to the motor. This one is under excitation case. It means the back EMF is less than applied voltage. This one is also under excitation, but where the power factor is unity. It means the current and applied voltage are in same page. And the fourth one is over excitation case. Over excitation means back EMF is greater than applied voltage and the power factor is leading power factor. So student, briefly now I will explain these 4 phasor diagrams. The first one, see, under excitation, under this normal excitation case, what happened? Students, which one I have already discussed. So in this case, I will not repeat the same one. I just start from the under excitation case. So under excitation case, it means when the back EMF is less than the supply voltage, at that time the motor is said to be under excitation. And this condition, the current IA, that is the armature current, it lags behind the applied voltage per phase V. So that the motor power factor is, it lags behind. This current lags behind the voltage V. Okay, what is V? It is the applied voltage per phase. So the power factor, that is the cos phi, is lagging. Since EB is less than the applied voltage, the net resultant voltage, that is the, sorry, here I have written EV, but it is actually ER, resultant voltage. As EB is less than V, so the net resultant voltage ER decreases, it decreases, okay, and turns clockwise. I also show the direction clockwise. Means this is the normal condition when for doubly excited synchronous motor, and when it is under excited, it means in this case you have seen EB back EMF is same to the applied voltage. Here it is less than. So what happened? The ER, that is the resultant EMF, resultant voltage is shift clockwise from this direction to this direction, this to this direction, okay, clockwise, and its value decreases, okay, its value decreases. So the angle theta, this theta, which is the 90 degree between resultant voltage and armature current is constant. Therefore, the phasor of IA also turns clockwise. It also turns clockwise, means this one also turns clockwise in this condition because it is constant. Theta value is 90 degree for synchronous motor, so it also shift clockwise. And IA, it lags behind V, and the motor has lagging power factor. The motor has lagging power factor for under excitation case. It means the back EMF is when less than supply voltage. Then come to the normal excitation. Normal excitation. Motor is said to be normal excitation if EB equal to V. Already I have explained it. Still now I will explain the effect of increasing excitation. The effect of increasing excitation is to turn the phasor of this resultant voltage and IA in anti-clockwise direction. that is IA phasor comes closer to this one, see, comes closer to the applied voltage. Therefore, power factor increases, but still it is lagging. Since the power is constant and starter current IA decreases with increase in power factor. Suppose IA increases by increasing the field current. Now, suppose IA increases by increasing the field current. This IA increases by increasing the field current until IA is in phase with voltage. We increase this current in such a way that it is more, we increase the field current first. Means we increase the excitation. So, in such a way that this current comes nearer to this voltage phasor. Okay. So that the power factor means the phase difference between voltage, apply this voltage, and which one I have shown in the figure, this figure. They come nearer to each other on the same page. So here the power factor is unity and therefore IA is minimum. Then come to the overexcitation case. This is the overexcitation case. Overexcitation case, the motor is said to be overexcited when the back EMF is greater than the applied voltage. Back EMF is greater than the applied voltage. Under this condition, this IA, it lead the applied voltage V. Hence, the resultant voltage ER, and therefore IA turns anticlockwise. Here in this diagram, if you compare these two diagrams, IA turns anticlockwise here under overexcited case. From this normal excitation to this overexcitation case. So what conclusion, students, you get? If synchronous motor is under excitation, then power factor angle is lagging and power factor is lagging power factor. Okay, and when it is overexcited, then the power factor angle is leading, and whatever power factor we get is leading power factor. So students, in this discussion you have learned what is the phasor diagram of a synchronous motor and how it is different from the alternator. What is the concept of load angle or torque angle? What is the effect of variation of load with constant excitation? And what is the variation of excitation with constant load? And here you are very clear that even though if you increase the mechanical load, the motor, it always driven with a constant speed known as the synchronous speed. Even though the value of EB is decreases or increases, it doesn't affect the synchronous speed.